Good afternoon. This is Cindy Clark from PAC-B TV, and I am here today at Beaver Lake Nature Center with the new director, Amanda, of the Beaver Lake Nature Center. And I think what we'll do is we'll have Amanda let us know where she came from, how she came to be about, why she wanted to come to Beaver Lake, and the plans, any projects, this type of thing. But first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, tell us about yourself.
Sure. My name is Amanda Accamando. I took on the role of director of Beaver Lake Nature Center just about 4 months ago, mid-June. And I work for the Onondaga County Parks, and really excited to be here in this role. I already feel at home because I've been working in the Nature Center field for about the last 10 years. I moved here recently from Oregon, so just this summer I moved here for this job. In Oregon, I was manager of Sun River Nature Center, which was a small little nature center, private nonprofit based out of Bend, Oregon, so Central Oregon. And but I'm from New York originally. All my family is in the downstate area, Long Island and Brooklyn, which is where I was born and raised. I went to school at SUNY Geneseo for my undergrad, and post-pandemic, I was looking for a way to get closer to home and be closer to my family. Reevaluated my life a little bit.
Well, good.
And,
We're glad you did. Very glad you did.
And this opportunity came up, and it fit me like a glove. So I'm super excited to be here.
So here you are.
Here I am.
Great. Okay, now we are in this is the main lodge, is that what it's called?
Yeah, this is our visitor center.
Okay.
So the visitor center is open year-round except for 2 days a year, Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And we have volunteers and our staff greeting visitors here, giving recommendations on what trails you can do, helping you figure out what programs you might want to attend. During the summer season, we have canoeing and kayaking, so we set you up with that. And during the winter, we have snowshoeing here, so all of our naturalists and our staff and volunteers just help you make the most out of your Beaver Lake experience.
Now, do you still have cross-country skiing too?
We do.
Oh, okay.
We don't rent out cross-country skis. We rent out snowshoes, but you're more than welcome to come here and cross-country ski on our trail as well.
And I say from personal experience that the horseshoeing is fabulous. I had a great time.
Snowshoeing.
Great time. Snowshoeing. Yes.
Horseshoes.
Horseshoes.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that. But anyways, now you want to let us know, see what this is all about, kind of show us around here a little bit?
Sure.
For those that haven't been here?
Sure. So inside of our visitor center, we have this great exhibit area that features the wildlife and different habitats that you would find within Beaver Lake's 600 plus acres. There's lots of interactives for kids to explore. They get to explore the inside of a beaver lodge here. I won't make you do that, Cindy, unless you really wanted to.
Thank you.
But there's lots for kids of all ages to do within the Nature Center. We also have a live beehive, an observation beehive, so you can see the inner workings of bees if you'd like to check this out.
Yes, of course.
Let's see how these bees are doing.
I mean, there's like really live bees in there? Oh.
Just a few right now. They're winding down for the winter, but we still have some honeybees right here. And there's a little tube that goes through the wall out to the back and outside. And so the bees can go in and out of this beehive. This is one of my favorites because
I like this.
I've been a beekeeper myself for 8 years. And so when I came here and saw that they had an observation beehive, I knew I was in the right place.
Now, do you get honey from them?
We don't get honey. They really just make enough for themselves to survive the summer and winter. And this is a smaller hive than you would see in somebody's backyard or in an agricultural field. So this is really more just for observation and education and to learn more about these fascinating insects.
How interesting. Very nice. Now, how long has this been here?
This has been here since, I believe, 2019, when this entire area was redone. It was a major renovation in this exhibit space in 2019, supported by donations and grants and community foundations throughout the area.
You do have a lot of volunteers too, don't you? You're very lucky there.
Hundreds of volunteers.
Yeah, that's such a good thing.
Couldn't do it without them. For sure.
No. And it's hard, we've experienced the same thing too. It's difficult sometimes to get the volunteers because people are so busy with their lives. And it's critical, absolutely critical for the success of any organization like this.
Absolutely. And our volunteers volunteer in all areas. They're helping in the office. They're probably the person who you see at the front desk when you check in. There are trail guides. They educate hundreds of school children every year. They clean our trails and pick up trash. And, they help so much with our big events each year, our Golden Harvest Festival, which just passed, and our upcoming Enchanted Beaver Lake. Hundreds of volunteers are required to make those events a success.
Well, I know. Now, as far as with the trails, do people have to be specially trained?
We do, yeah. We actually just had a trail guide training and orientation. And so we, not only teach you a little bit about the natural history and the plants and animals you're seeing, but we also teach you a little bit how to interact with children and other trail users to make sure they have a positive experience here. They feel welcome in the outdoors, and they go home a little bit more knowledgeable about the environment around them, and hopefully become stewards of their natural world as well.
That's very nice. Very nice. All right, now what do we have down in here, this area down here?
Sure. So down here is our wildlife viewing room.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Just making sure all the lights are on. We're in the middle of. So this beautiful space looks out a little bit to the lake. You can see right there.
Well, this is kind of like a viewing area?
It is, yeah. We call it our wildlife viewing room simply because it's designed to really just sit, relax, observe. We have almost a dozen bird feeders out here, as well as our cleanup crew, our squirrels.
Yes, they're everywhere. They are everywhere.
They're cleaning up the seeds.
And the chipmunks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is just a great opportunity to just sit, reflect, observe. Folks will come here maybe after walking the trail every morning and just sit for a little while. It's a really quiet,
very peaceful
place and peaceful.
It is very
exactly.
Nice. Very nice.
But the squirrels and of course the birds will put on quite a show.
They do.
throughout the year.
I just saw a blue jay. I think he's on the other side of the one feeder.
Exactly. Yeah. A little cold and wet today, so
I know.
Not as much activity, but we'll get a great diversity of birds throughout the year here. 200 plus bird species have been documented. In the spring, we have volunteers who lead bird walks throughout our trails, and they keep a tally of what they're seeing. We actually keep a list on the wall here of all the birds that have been observed each year here.
I don't know all the birds. Do you know all the birds? I don't know them all.
I know the usual suspects.
The robins and...
I'm more of an insect person, not as much of a bird person.
Oh, okay.
But being a naturalist at heart, of course, I will know a lot of the birds and appreciate their ecology and their behavior, and can watch them for hours myself.
Oh, I can too. I do at my house. I just love to watch them. Everybody's got to eat. This is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, then we have some owls here, the stuffed ones. Do you see these here at Beaver Lake here? Do you see them?
Yes, most of these you will see here. Yeah, actually all of them I believe you'll see here.
Okay.
Not all of them are year-round owls or birds. We, a couple of times a year we'll hold an owl prowl or a nighttime owl walk, and you'll often hear the owls before you see them. The barred owls, for example, are an owl we see quite often here and hear quite often here. So I'll be leaving in the evening at dusk, and I'll be hearing them make their very distinctive call.
Nice, very nice. I've seen that where they do have the walks. I'm going to have to get involved with that because I would love to see some.
Yeah, there's lots to do here. If you become a member of the Friends of Beaver Lake, we send out a quarterly publication that lists all of our events, and you can sign up for them, add them to your calendar, or you can just go on our website and also find all of those programs and events. But there's really something, multiple programs throughout the week here, and every Saturday and Sunday we have a guided naturalist hike at 2 p.m. and that's included in your admission with the park. Just come meet a naturalist, and each week we'll have a different theme, but there's
a
always
different trail too every time?
A different trail will focus on different things. For example, last week we were focusing on seeds. Maybe next week we'll focus on the changing leaf colors. We might focus on fungi in a couple of weeks as all of the mushrooms start popping up. So we try to theme it with the season and what's really interesting at that time of year.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Now, this is your listing of birds that you see?
This is the list of birds.
All right.
And so as you can see, these are all the potential birds you'd possibly see here at Beaver Lake. And you can see they're dated. And that's the first date that somebody has observed one. And so this is filled out by our naturalists, but also we have some avid birders that come out on a regular basis and bird our trails, and they know exactly where this is, and they can contribute to the information here.
And is this the location here?
So this is going to tell you how common it is in those seasons. So if you look at the top, it'll say winter, spring, summer, fall.
Okay.
And then some are going to be really common, like you'll see the turkey vulture all the time, but you'll only see ospreys occasionally in the spring, occasionally in the fall.
Oh, okay.
So that's what the little key is there.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll go up here, and I think, what do we have in here? We've got the welcome desk.
We have our welcome desk. We also have our, if you wanted to check this out. This is our assembly room. It's a large space here that we do a lot of our programs in. Everything from our summer camps are based out of here to pancake breakfasts that we do throughout the year. And then what you're seeing right now is we actually have an art show going on. So a pastel artist, Greg Trombley, I believe his name is, he is showcasing his works of art here. And we'll have a reception, and this is just sort of a community gallery, which we really appreciate having, and it brings people here that maybe wouldn't otherwise come.
Right. So it's a little bit for everybody.
Exactly.
Now, do you have? Is it different artists from different times, or?
It depends. Yeah, this is one singular artist, Greg Trombley here, but for sometimes we'll have schools that have done their third grade art show. Right. They'll display it here. And anybody is able to use this room for this purpose. Artists would just have to contact us and schedule a time to have their art show here.
Oh, okay. Good. Nice. Very nice. I know I've been to several of the pancake breakfast.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they were starting up again.
We hope so. We hope by this winter we'll be able to start. We had to take a little break during COVID, my understanding, but we hope to have the pancake breakfast back.
Well, they're fun. Yes, they are. They're fun.
What could be bad about a pancake breakfast?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Now I'm getting hungry. You got a little book, a little library here.
Yeah, so we have a used book sale that usually goes on throughout the year. And we have a nature gift shop here. And all this, the sale of all of the items in the gift shop, the used books, those all go to benefit the Friends of Beaver Lake Nature Center, which is our nonprofit organization that really supports the visitor center and the county park. So we're so appreciative of all they do and the fundraising that they do on a regular basis to support us and our programs.
And then we've got the welcome desk. Hello, ladies.
Welcome.
How are you? Thank you.
So you'll see friendly faces like this all the time at the front desk. You'll usually find our volunteers, Martha and Marilyn, not every day.
Hello.
We have a rotating cast of characters.
We do. But there's characters.
Yes,
Characters. I like the word characters.
But they're sort of your concierge to the visitor to Beaver Lake Nature Center. They can give you trail recommendations, tell you about programs, sign you up for a membership or a program, and really answer any question you have. They have been my great resource.
Well, they've always been helpful when I've been here, and thank you for that.
They've helped train me since I'm so new and have only been here for 4 months. They've been really instrumental in my training.
Well, good. Thank you, ladies. All right. Okay. Why don't we take a little walk outside here? Okay, so you tell me. We'll take your lead, and you can kind of tell us what everything is here.
Sure. Let's get past this area. Hello.
Hi there.
So Beaver Lake Nature Center has about 600 acres to its property. Of course, a big portion of that is the lake in the middle,
right.
in the middle of the park. And this is really sort of your jumping off point for all of the trails. Is the entrance of our visitor center. But this area is special in and of itself because a lot of folks like to, take a walk on a trail and then come back, have a cup of coffee, which we offer in the gift shop, sit here, relax, maybe have breakfast. On Monday and Wednesday mornings, you'll have dozens of people hanging out in these chairs after they've walked around. We have a group that comes, they walk the trails, they pick up litter in the process, and then they come and just socialize, bring breakfast with them and coffee with them, and just hanging out. So it really is a community place, and a place where you can find your community, people who have a lot in common with you, who value the same things, value the outdoors, value recreation, value nature. And so it's a great group of people who come here, volunteer, walk, work here. And let's see, what else can I show you? It's a little quiet now as we're just about out of season, but during the busy summer days, you can see people taking their kayaks and canoes out to the lake, of course. We'll grill hot dogs on summer weekends out here, and this will just be bustling with a lot of activity. Right now, we're in a little bit of a slow season, so we're getting some really important work done on our facilities. You'll see we have some construction going on. We're getting ready for winter and prepping our trails. So you'll see our maintenance crew out doing a lot of trail work and just really getting ready for the winter. And I don't know quite what the winter looks like yet, but...
Well, you'll find out. You will find out.
I will find out.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, and then so we have trails this way as well as this way. One of our most popular trails is our Lake Loop Trail, which is a 3-mile trail that goes fully around Mud Lake, and is a really popular trail. And there are folks that walk these trails day after day, and we actually have a really fun program here called Walk 100 Miles, and we encourage folks to track their mileage. Every day they'll come in, walk a trail, stamp a little booklet we give them, they track their mileage, and after 100 miles they get a t-shirt that says I walked Beaver Lake or I walked 100 miles.
I have to remember that. I'll have to remember that.
There are some folks that have racked up over 10,000 miles here alone, which is really quite incredible.
That's very ambitious. Very ambitious. Why don't we take a walk over here? And now, don't they have something, the sensory garden?
Yeah, let's go check out the sensory garden. Right. And we have a nice little pond over here as well. We're sort of winding down for the season now, but this is generally filled with lots of wildflowers, and so it's a great place to observe pollinators, lots of bumblebees and honeybees and butterflies, all in this area, feeding on the flowers we set out for them. Oh, that's a nice little dragonfly right here. A dragonfly is not a pollinator, but that one's nicely perched on the dead head of that flower there.
That's bee balm, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, what used to be.
What used to be.
What used to be, right.
Exactly. Right now we only have goldenrod in bloom.
Well, everybody's gardens are settling down now for the winter.
But the red berry is going to be great wild food for
wildlife. Right, the birds and whoever. Now you've got, is there a trail there too, or is,
So there's a trail right over here, and that trail also leads to our canoe dock when it's open during the season.
Okay.
There's about 4 trails here, and they all intersect at certain points, but the Lake Loop Trail is the one that
goes all the way around?
goes all the way around.
Okay.
And we have nice little trail maps at the visitor center front desk, so you can carry a trail map with you or take a picture of the trail map so you never get lost.
Now she says that, but I was here a few weeks ago and got lost because I wasn't paying attention. That's it. My sister and I talked.
Well, you were immersed in the experience.
We were enjoying the
say.
nature experience, and
you lose track of
we
where
did.
you are in
And
time.
yes, and we enjoyed every second of it. Most
We
of
don't
it,
get
anyways.
lost enough in our lives these days, so.
It was fun. It was fun.
And we have this great sensory garden over here, which highlights the different smells, the different textures, and the different flowers and tastes. We won't taste anything today of different flowers. So really, you can immerse yourself in the different experiences here. You know, mint. If you just pull it apart,
you can
rub it
smell
in,
it,
you can smell it.
Mm-hmm.
The same goes with the fennel.
Oh,
We
the
have
basil.
chives over here. We have basil. And a volunteer really cares for this garden. This is how important volunteers are. This is pretty much single-handedly tended by a volunteer who
Well, you can
is out
see it's
here-
taken care of.
who comes out here a couple of times a week to tend to the garden. She'll talk with visitors while they're here and answer any questions, and then really help them experience the sensory garden.
I like that. Now, what do we have over this one here?
Let's see, this side is touch. So you'll find plants with really interesting textures.
I thought that was chocolate mint. Yeah, this is nice.
So that has a really interesting texture all the way down to, you know, the lamb's ear here, which is a favorite.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Nice and soft.
And then this side is taste. So we have a lot of herbs growing. Is this
The parsley and
parsley?
basil.
We have sage. Some sort of squash, something or another.
It does look like it, but I couldn't tell you what.
I don't know either.
Maybe somebody's already picked it, took it home, and cooked with it.
Yeah, so there's lots to explore, and I'm sure the volunteer, her name's Charlotte, who does this area, would be a much better guide for the sensory garden. So you'll have to come back in the, in the spring
Well,
and
luckily
summer
everything's
and
labeled.
Talk to Charlotte.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you,
exactly.
Charlotte. Everything's very nicely labeled. Oh, I do this in my own garden, because I forget sometimes what the plants are.
Sure,
So
sure.
I label them as well.
Mm-hmm, exactly. No, it's a great little teaching garden as well.
It is. It is. I've gotten some ideas from this.
And really accessible. You don't have to bend over too hard
Right,
to
right.
see all of the plants and flowers.
And somebody else
which
takes
is
care of it,
important.
which is even nicer. Now, what are the bricks here?
Yeah, so throughout the park, you'll see bricks in this area memorializing people who have passed away, but who want to be memorialized at a really special place to them, Beaver Lake. So you'll see that represented in the bricks here in this garden, and throughout you'll see benches like this one throughout, and often, you know, often our staff, if you ask them, and our volunteers, they know all the people on these
I've seen
plaques
some
that have been
familiar names.
memorialized. Exactly, because again, this is a community, and everybody really knows each other, and this place has played a really key part of people's lives.
Oh, it has. It has.
And what better way to memorialize them through a gift to help us do the work
Absolutely.
we do, and a nice remembrance of your loved one.
Now, the Golden Harvest Fest, most of that is all in this area?
All of this area.
Yes.
And,
Okay.
you know, that just passed a few weeks ago. We had about 11,000 people here over the course of 2 days.
Wonderful.
It was a great event. My first time, of course, visiting the Golden Harvest Festival, and it just blew me away. And everybody loves it. And you meet people who, have been coming here. It was our 44th year. So you meet people who've been coming here since they were kids, and now they bring their kids.
They bring their kids and their grandchildren, yeah.
This cherished tradition among families, and you'll see 3 or 4 generations all together, enjoying the festival. So
that's great. And it is a great festival. It is. Now, which path do you use for the pumpkins? The Enchanted
Beaver Lake.
Okay.
Yep, there are 2 different pathways, and forgive me, I can't remember off the top of my head because I haven't experienced it.
Well, you will this year.
I know. So there are 2 trails that are lit, and they're on opposite sides of the park, and I forget exactly which ones they are.
That's all right. I know. Whatever it is, it's a great event. If you've got to get tickets quickly or parking quickly because it sells out almost every year, doesn't it?
Well, here's the caveat. It is already sold out for 2022. So tickets sell out fairly quickly. Yeah. We do it for a 4-night run, and it's a completely volunteer run event. And it is a fundraiser. It's run by the Friends of Beaver Lake. So it is a fundraiser to support the Friends of Beaver Lake and our programs, but it's all run by volunteers. So we limit it to a 4-night run. This year it's at the end of October, and those tickets go very quickly.
Yes, they do. I can say from experience, it's a great event. Sadly, it is sold out, but not sadly, because it's great that it's sold out, because it helps it helps Beaver Lake and their projects, but it is a wonderful event. It really, truly is.
That's what I hear. I've seen photos, so I'm looking forward to experiencing it for myself.
You will love it. You will love it.
Learning how to
carve
pumpkins. Apparently, that's part of my job description. Is carving pumpkins.
Well, they do a great job. Really. I mean, I'm used to the little, you do the little X's for the nose and the mouth and stuff. These people are very creative. Very creative.
I hear they're quite
You will
intricate.
be very impressed. Yes, you will be very impressed.
Yes,
So what else do you have going on as far as you did the Golden Harvest Fest.
Yep.
Now you're doing the Enchanted Beaver Lake. Now are there any events coming up soon?
Sure. So in between we have lots of other events going on. For example, this weekend is the Orchid Show. That's hosted by I guess the Orchid Society, but of course we participate and support, and so that's over the weekend here. In 2 weeks we have a mushroom festival, again hosted by a local mushroom group, but our naturalists are heavily involved in that and help guide mushroom walks during that festival. In between, we have all sorts of children's programs going on. Our Trail Tales program, where we invite preschoolers and their adult to come and listen to some nature stories, and then you take a hike with the same theme as that nature story. We also have field trips. We have school groups coming to visit us this fall. So you'll see yellow buses here, school buses here, almost every day of the week, as we have high school ecology classes, actively learning here. We have elementary schools coming and visiting us as well. What else do we have? Oh, there's just so much.
Something all the time.
There's something always going on.
Somebody wants to know what's going on. What's the best way? To go on your site?
Yeah, so if you
Facebook?
go on the Facebook's a great place. Onondaga County Parks, though, has a full schedule of events that's going on at each of the parks. If you just type in Beaver Lake, it'll pull up all of the events for Beaver Lake Nature Center that are going on here. You can become a member, and you'll get a publication, our Beaver Tales quarterly newsletter delivered right to your mailbox that will have all of the lists of events and schedules. Or you can join our e-newsletter. If you go to our website, there should be a little box that says sign up for our e-newsletter, and every 2 weeks we'll send you the list of upcoming programs and information on how to register for them.
Very good. Yeah. Well, and if somebody wants to become a volunteer, can they do that online, or they have to come here to your welcome desk?
Both. Whatever is more convenient. There's a form that you can fill on online and sign up to become a volunteer. We're really looking for volunteers to help make Enchanted Beaver Lake a success. So we need help from lighting pumpkins at night, to the weeks beforehand carving pumpkins, to helping to cook hot dogs, and just lots of other other opportunities there.
There's always something.
There's always
something. Right, right.
We can always use more volunteers, and so there's always something to do here.
Well, good. Well, thank you very much, Amanda. I
you.
appreciate you taking your valuable time and giving us all, the viewers, a little bit more information about Beaver Lake, which is a lot of people, you want to keep this out there because there's some people that are new to the community that have never heard of Beaver Lake or they don't know what it's all about. So we want to share this for the community so everybody knows what it's like the best known treasure, that we have here. And it is one of the best parks in the area. And if you don't want to get too rugged, if you're just a person that wants to walk a trail and you don't want to have to worry about, going up or down, the steep hills or anything, this is perfect for all that because there's a trail for everybody here.
Exactly.
And there's always something for everybody. They have a multitude of events going on, as Amanda said. But if anybody's interested in volunteering, you can go to their website. You can come here personally, check things out. But do think about volunteering or at least coming to visit this little treasure that they have. Well, actually a big treasure. But anyways, thank you very much. And thanks again, Amanda.
Thank you.
And welcome to the community.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.